Hello guys, AnimeUpRise, how is it going? Welcome to episode 4 of Nekopara, and I'm looking forward to, hopefully I can get this to being the final part of the part 1 of the visual novel. Hopefully I can finish chapter 1, but with that said, let's just get right down to it after yesterday's episode. Or, episode, yeah.
ではこちらお店の中に運んじゃいますね。
It's going in the bakery. Let's go.
では間違いなければ受領書にサインをいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
She smiled brightly and brought out the invoice along with the pen. Okay, let's see. I looked over the sales invoice I received once more. Somehow this doesn't look like what I ordered.
本当ですか？それは品物が違う。
No, they are not the correct items, not at all. Bring them all, take them away. No, the stuff I ordered is in here too, but I looked over at the pile of boxes inside the bakery. Inside of my tiny bakery was a mountain of boxes, a mountain. It was as if the inside of the bakery had become completely made of boxes. As you can see, we don't need this much tableware inside the bakery. Yeah, take it away. We don't need it. We don't need this, man. Or, ma'am. Ooh.
こちらのミスで別の注文書と混じってしまっていたようでして。 水月様の方もすぐにご入りようと思いますので、もしよろしければご注文分の食器を受け取っていただければと思うのですが。
You want me to accept all of this? Really? Me? Kasho? The man? The myth? The peanut? Really? No, I'm just joking. I'll take it. I'm a nice man after all. Accept this order. Huh? From all this? The mountain of the cardboard boxes towered over everything. I was at a loss for words. Every box was of equal size. I wouldn't know what was inside of each of them without opening them up. On top of that, looking at the sales invoice, I could see that they all contained expensive tea sets and tableware. And if it accepted it all, it would be a lot of work to deal with all the new items. There's still things that I need to be doing in advance of my bakery's opening, so I don't mind accepting these. But it's gonna take a while to deal with all of this. Ooh, we got some help. Nice. Look, you don't need to put all this pressure on me. From the looks of it, it would take about 2 hours or more. But to have it redelivered would take double the effort, too. Oh, look at that! Ah! I'll figure it out. That's right, I have a lifeline! We have the cat girls in store.
猫ちゃんたち、本当に助かりました。 ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。では私はこれで失礼させていただきますね。
Bye. Bye. I'm exhausted. Scareta. Is that the right word? I think it might be. I glanced at the table where we had just finished organizing. I lowered myself into the chair and relaxed my shoulders. Hello, Chocola. Thanks, Chocola. Don't mind if I do. I downed the cold tea in one gulp. Somehow or another, the late meal tableware had arrived. Soon, I really had to get the bakery ready for its opening. I did say I needed any help I could find, and I really did need help this time. Ah, it's so cute, man. I could sense the praise me aura coming from Chocola. She had a wide smile on her face and was ready stance to receive my approval. Thanks, I couldn't have done it without you two. Let's go, let's go.
柱の陰から見守ってた甲斐があったね。よしよし。ショコラ、ご主人様の役に立てましたね。やっぱりご主人様一人じゃお仕事大変だと思う。
She's trying to find a reason for like, for me and them to stay together. Searching for assistance. She's trying to change his mind through action, not words. And Vanilla's be picking up on that and be like, hey, yeah, if we weren't here, you would still need to be picking up boxes, so, yeah. We chillin'. Hey, you two are getting a bit too close. They leaned towards me with emphasis. It is true that without you two around, this would have been a real problem. But that's a different issue than the one from before. You two have to go back home. Besides, it's not like I could ask you two to work for me or anything, right? It's no use then. Oh man. Oh man, don't get sad. I feel bad when you get sad. Her shoulders drooped along with her ears and tail. The enthusiasm she showed earlier had completely disappeared. She sighed deeply and looked disheartened. Ah, the guilt! The guilt, it goes on to this episode too! This could be a long series if I only do 15 minutes. She trudged up the second floor, still dejected. Chocola isn't an idiot. I knew she was pushing herself to be bright and full of energy. But even so, this wasn't something I was gonna easily change my mind about. It was all the more with how much she cared for me. Ooh. Vanilla wants to stay! Are they bad cat girls? No, man, they're good. Kasho's just being an idiot, alright? I mean, me. Yeah, I'm Kasho. God damn it, man. She spoke quietly in her usual way. Vanilla tilted her head as she asked that question. You two ain't bad cat girls, and that's why I can't have you stay here. It's complicated. It's because you two are good cat girls that I can't allow it. She blinked as she took into my words. It was almost as if she was trying to peer inside my heart. She stared directly at me long and hard. Yeah, I bet it's hard to understand us humans. That's true, huh? Vanilla. Man, stop being the bad guy, man. Just say yes. With those words, she went upstairs. The sound of her small footsteps slowly disappeared, and before long, I couldn't hear them anymore. Humans are hard to understand, huh? Inside the bakery, not avoid anyone but myself. I repeated those words she had just said to me. Now that I think about it, that's a pretty inconsistent way of thinking, isn't it? Cats do not understand that. Having heard that said aloud, I began to understand what it really meant. It must be pretty nice to live the simple life of a cat girl, huh? I pondered as I looked at the name of the bakery affixed to the window. With a bitter smile, I began to clean up the tea sets that had arrived earlier. Man, this is sad. This is a very sad story right now. Yeah, I broke Master's cup. Let's just say the cup broke by itself. And that's a sweet Nekopara. And oh shit, things are going down. Okay, I'm gonna make this an extra long episode. I want to make this a finale. I'm just gonna go right all the way there too. Not the finale, I mean the ending of the first part. Just like yesterday, we took a walk through the park in the evening. However, the food stand was nowhere to be found. It just so happened that no one was home on the day I decided to take the two cat girls home. I had also happened to leave the house key behind. So to make good use of time, I went to do some shopping before Shigure got home.
ごめんバニラ。
She's so out of it. She's like, she's sad. She's a sad girl.
なんだっけ、また旅だっけ。
Catnip.
だいたいそんな感じ。
That isn't the right word at all. Chocola, if you're tired, why don't we rest a bit?
はい、少しだけ。
Maybe a little.
でも大丈夫ですから。心配かけてごめんなさい、ご主人様。
There's no need for you to apologize. She had a troubled smile on her face as she nodded. It was pretty clear that why she wasn't in good spirits. That's why there was nothing I could really say to her. Well, there happens to be a bench over there, so why don't we rest a bit?
私、何か飲み物買ってくる。
Ah, thanks. Something for everyone, okay?
了解。任された。
I handed Vanilla some change and offered the bench to Chocola. The consistent sea breeze rustled the trees in the park. All that could be heard throughout the empty park were the quiet sounds of nature. I silently sat down into the disheartened Chocola. Like the gently setting sun, time passed by slowly.
ショコラ、帰ります。
Her voice was so quiet that I wasn't even quite sure if I had heard her or not. Even so, she answered clearly. Without saying a word, I responded by gently rubbing Choka's head.
たまにはご主人様に電話してもいいですか。
Yeah.
またご主人様のところに遊びに来てもいいですか。
Yeah.
ご主人様はショコラたちのことはちゃんと毎日思い出してくれますか。
Sorry for the word edit.
ショコラは離れててもご主人様って呼んでてもいいですか。
Ah! Stop! Her voice trembled as she frantically wiped away her tears. She stifled her sobbing, and her voice became strained. She looked pained as she did her best to hold back her emotions, biting her lips. I held back my irresponsible words that were on the brink of coming out with all my strength. Yeah, of course I will. Ah, God damn it! This just hits. This hits. This is it, man.
ごめんなさい、主人様。
I was frustrated at myself for saying nothing. I was empty. I could only offer condolences that could not be put into words. I rubbed Chocola's head as gently as I could.
やっぱりご主人様は優しい。
I'm not kind, man. I'm just... Okay, this is actually the one. I don't really think I'm that kind at all.
ご主人様、前も同じこと言ってましたから。
Before? Chocola closed her eyes and smiled.
覚えてますか。ショコラとバニラをご主人様としぐれちゃんが連れて帰ってくれた時のこと。
Ah, of course I remember that. It was a cold day half a year ago. Chocola and Vanilla were huddled together, crying by the side of the road. They were still so young they couldn't even speak yet. It was that day that I embraced their small, cold bodies and took them home with me. There was no way I could simply forget that important day when our family grew. In the beginning, you two really couldn't get used to things at
あの
home.
時は知らないお家で知らない人と猫ばっかりで怖くて。
You two would need it all, which really worried Shigure.
はい、とっても心配かけちゃいました。
I started to hear a tiny bit of laughter in our voice as we reminisced about the
ショ
past.
コラとバニラが熱を出した時のことも覚えてますか。
I definitely do remember that. A special episode, let's go. It was a few days after we brought Chocola and Vanilla home. At that point, they only needed occasionally drink some water, and as always, they didn't really touch their food. The combination of malnourishment and cold weather had really begun to weaken their bodies. They both developed high fevers and were in pain.
あ の時は夜中で誰にも気づいてもらえなくて、とにかく苦しくて辛くて寂しくて声も出せなくて、手も足も全然動かなくて。
I gotta say, this story is just so beautiful. Like, I gotta say, this beginning portion of the game, it's just so good.
助けて、誰か助けてって思いながらただただ泣いてたんです。そしたら
It's alright, I'm with you, too. So don't worry.
主人様が大きくてあったかい手で撫でてくれたんですよね。
Dude.
そばで大丈夫大丈夫って言い続けてくれて、ショコラとバニラのこと撫で続けてくれてました。朝になって病院に行くまでずっとそばにいてくれて、不安で心細かったのが全部嘘だったみたいに。あの時も同じこと言ってました。俺は別に優しくなんかないって。でもショコラたちはご主人様が助けてくれなかったらここにいなかった。
Man, all I could say is the story is really fucking good. The music, the characters, the writing. Even if it's just like a eroge, it's still just really good. I love this
ご主人
story.
様がそばにいてくれなかったら誰も信じられないままでした。ご主人様のおかげでご飯も食べれるようになりました。しぐれちゃんともみんなとも仲良くなりました。だからあの時からショコラのご主人様はご主人様になったんです。ショコラはそれからずっと優しいご主人様のことが大好きなんですよ。
I wish that her tear-filled eyes would not spill over. Those tears are filled with anxiety, sadness, and happiness. She smiled all she could before me.
だからショコラはご主人様がいなくなっちゃうって聞いて、いても立ってもいられなくて、どうしても一緒に行きたくて、しぐれちゃんにお願いをしたんです。
She said that with the faintest smiles, one that seemed as if it would disappear at any moment. Those words were so gentle and warm, but there was also undeniable sadness and emptiness mixed in with them. Chocola. I was the one she was saying all this to. Even so, the only thing I could say back to her was her name.
お金のこととか難しいことはやっぱり猫にはわからないです。
Of course.
でもやっぱりショコラはご主人様のそばにいたいんです。ご主人様が辛くて大変そうなのなんとなくわかります。本当になんとなくですけど、お掃除でもお洗濯でもお料理でもショコラがお手伝いできることは何でもしますから。今すぐにはできなくても絶対にちゃんとできるようになりますから。
I don't even want to speak in this whole thing. Like, I don't want to speak at all for this. It just doesn't feel right. Ah, this hurts. It hurts like a fucking caution, man. It hits the heart. Chocola voiced her feelings clearly and once again, and barely kept her tears from overflowing. Chocola, if you could be with me. I was a gulp of my inner thoughts which were ready to overflow. She yearned for me so earnestly, for her to so innocently believe in me. There should be no reason for me to be so against it. That day, Chocola and Vanilla became an important part of my family. As long as they were with me, the days would be bright and enjoyable. I was simply selfish for just leaving my home like that. I didn't want to get my dear family wrapped up in my selfishness, and to have them experience any unnecessary hardship because of me. You two are important to me after all.
私たちは猫だから自分に素直なだけ。
My inner conflict was disrupted by Vanilla. Vanilla had returned at some point. and she looked straight at me as she sat at Chocola's side.
私なら楽しいことならショコラと一緒がいい。たとえ辛いことでもショコラと一緒にいたいと思う。だって一緒にいれないことの方が寂しくて辛いから。
Vanilla.
本当に好きなら迷惑かけたって一緒にいたい。それでも一緒にいたいものだと思う。私たちが幸せかどうかなんていくらご主人でも決めつけるのは違うと思うよ。
Damn, that's some good insightful words, Vanilla.
それに大事な人が大変ならなおさらそばにいたい。何ができるかはわからないけど、でも辛い時にそばで励ますことくらいできるよ。
If it was her gentle, warm, and soft smile, it had become the settling sun. These uncharacteristic words from Vanilla deeply penetrated and seeped into my heart.
だからきっとしぐれも
Wowee.
私たちがご主人のところについていくのを許してくれた。しぐれはご主人と一緒に行くことはできないから代わりにお願いって。だからご主人が本当にショコラのことを思うなら一緒にいるべきだと思う。
There was not even the faintest bit of hesitation. There were such honest and absolutely straightforward words. Who am I to dictate Chocola and Vanilla's happiness? Only those words continued to strongly resonate in my mind, which was otherwise empty.
たとえ何不自由のない暮らしでもご主人様がいないのは嫌なんです。いくら大変でもショコラはご主人様と一緒にいたいんです。
Oh man, the guilt, it hurts.
ご主人様のそばにいさせてください。ここがショコラがいたい場所なんです。
She was on the verge of tears, but Chocola's face lit up. There was nothing but absolutely pure, genuine words. Why now? You know, my dog has a bark at the perfect moment. Alright, whatever. Humans really are at a loss for words when it comes to catgirls, huh? Saying no to their words was not something I could bring myself to do.
ご主人様、それって
It won't be like it was back at home. You can't just live here however you like it. Got it?
大丈夫です。ご主人様がいるだけでショコラは幸せですから。やれやれ。
Yada yada.
主人陥落。いやよいやよも好きのうち。だね。
That dreary moment seemed to blow away by her dazzling smile. Despite all that talk about family, perhaps I was the one that didn't really believe it. Thinking about all this from their perspective, it was very simple, although I thought it was still immature. Still, or perhaps, catgirls were more human than humans were when it came to honesty. From here on out, we need to do our best all together.
毎晩大トロじゃなくて大丈夫です。たまにでいいです。お肉も栄養に。
A4.
松坂牛なら脂身最高。
Is that all you guys have been eating at home? Even if the road ahead of us is uncertain, I lovingly rub their heads, disheveling their hair. Alright, why don't we head back to the shopping district then?
なんでですか?
Oh baby, let's go. The Catgirl adventure starts, baby. We have to go buy that shampoo you guys like, don't we?
おー、ご主人かっこいい。ついでに松坂牛も買おう。
Matsuzaka beef. Well, today's a celebration, so why not?
お祝いパーティーですね。
Let's go.
ご主人太っ腹。
All the guilt is washed away.
私たちのご主人。
I'm just happy now. Let's go. Just this once, okay? This was the beginning to a bright new life. And together with the happy and high-spirited Chocola and Vanilla, we took the first steps toward it. And I think this is it. And there we go, guys. We're done the first chapter. I'm not sure how much I could show, so I'll be right back until I get back, alright? Blop! Nekopara Volume 1. Alright. Wowee. And there we have it. Part 1, or Chapter 1 of the first part of the whole thing we have going on here is done. This extra long episode is pretty long, so I'm not going to keep it going for much longer. So with that all said, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, which I probably know you do, since this one was a very serious and very story-felt and heartfelt episode, so leave a like for all of that, and maybe comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think of the game, because this is my favorite visual novel of all time. And with that all said, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, the notification bell if you do, and I'll see you guys all next time. Johnny!